that was prepared by the government. We would say that it was completed in a blitzkrieg pace, very quickly. Maybe this is also a record time for a marathoner's house to be completed, and it's quite remarkable that it was completed in that amount of time, which was really short, to be honest. And I think it was quite remarkable that it was also done for the fastest marathon the world has ever seen.
Indeed, and perhaps this was the government's attempt to also do things very fast as Kiptum did, and he became the fastest marathoner in the world at only 24 years. So this is the unit that was constructed in a time of 7 days, and we expect any moment from now that PS Housing, Mr. Hinga, will be coming here to officiate the handing over. We're not certain who from the family will be receiving the unit officially, because the family is currently at the ASK grounds at Chepkorio for the burial church ceremony. But once Mr. Hinga, the PS Housing, gets here, we will be able to catch wind on who will receive the unit. We did get a lot of conversation around this house online, but really, away from everything, this was just attempts to sort of do something for Kiptum, seeing as he did everything he could have done for this country. And just to alert our viewers, many were asking how come he didn't have a home at this land. This piece of land Kiptum had bought recently, and so he didn't have enough time to sort of develop it. And you know, Wasingishu, we are big on farming. It's a huge property, it's for acreage. Perhaps he would have wanted to do some farming here. Granted, he's born and brought up in the rural parts of Elgeyo Marakwet, and it will be interesting to see how his family will live through his dreams and continue to develop this property further.
So we're just being told that there will be a prayer service that will happen here when the house is going to be open. So the church will come, dedicate the house, bless their house just before it is handed from the to the family by the government. And as of now, I'm being informed that plenty of action is taking place at ASK Showground. So I just want to hand you over to...
Hand them over. We could talk about the house on our right-hand side. The government is also putting up a house for Kiptum's father. So the foundation is set, as you can see here. So Baba Kiptum, this is for him from the government, and we'll keep checking and keeping tabs to see how this unit comes up. You said we move now to Chepkorio?
No, not yet.
Just before?
Yeah, just before that. The Mzee Samuel Cheriota is a very African traditional man. He didn't want the sort of structure that his son has been built. He wanted his house to be a stone house. You know, we like it. The way we like it is not too conventional sometimes. But for him, he wanted it to be a very solid and strong structure, and so he requested for the house to be a stone house. That's why it's not completed. It would have been completed the same time as Kiptum's house, but for him, he was like, I want mine to be stone, and his wish will be granted very soon.
Yeah. And I think him saying or giving that direction of the traditional brick and mortar way of construction paints for us a father who's very expressive. I remember some time back when Kiptum was celebrating his homecoming ceremony after Chicago, the father was also quite expressive in our interviews, and he noted Kiptum amefanya vizuri ingawa akiwa shule alikuwa ananisumbua. So he's a very expressive mzee, and I know he celebrates his son in a big way. And remember, the late Kiptum was not only his son, but his only child. So for the mzee, perhaps he wants it done in a way that will sort of bring memories. Perhaps he wants to borrow the same design he has at his village house in Chepkorio, where perhaps he had a small house for Kiptum, and he would want that replicated here, and perhaps that's why the mzee sort of gave those instructions. But we come back to this unit, and just to mention, it's fully furnished. It's a 3-bedroom apartment. Yes, sorry, it's a 3-bedroomed house, and we understand all the bedrooms are master in suite. So there's a bit of comfort and somewhat some luxury feel for the family of the late Kiptum.
So right now we want to hand you over to ASK Showground for more of the burial ceremony, and we'll be coming over much later on to give you a tour of the house once the PS for housing gets to this particular ground. It's not too long. He'll be here shortly, and we'll be giving you plenty more information and of course the tour of the inside of the house. So back to